welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. About 1,800 people have been already examined for job vacancies to the High Anti-Corruption Court of Ukraine. When the new court will be fully established and whether it will be able to start its work in September this year. To discuss this, we're joined in the studio today by Bohdan Kryklyvenko. He's the Chief of Staff of the High Anti-Corruption Court. Hello, and thank you for joining.
Hello, thanks for invitation.
So, on July 11th, 24th, 25th and 26th, almost 2,000 people have been examined for the vacancies that are now open at the High Anti-Corruption Court of Ukraine. Tell us about the process, how many stages were there, and what qualifications did the applicants have to meet?
A few sentences about the first stage, because actually the testing it's already the next stage.
So it's the second?
I mean, of the whole hiring process to the staff, it consists of a few stages. The first of its announcement of vacancies. Yes, we in the end of June we announced 126 vacancies. Why such a big number of vacancies we opened? Because our court is a newly established court, and in April we had appointed 38 judges already, but nobody in the staff. I mean, the staff, it's also the core of any court, who responsible for organizing of all processes in the court. And we decided that we will hire our staff only on the principles of openness and transparency for all stages. First of all, that everybody who searching the job or who would like to participate and who would like to be a part of the staff in High Anti-Corruption Court should know about all vacancies what we have. Because how it usually happens, if you have somebody, friends or just the colleagues who know or heard something, but never it was in history of Ukraine that one court announced all vacancies or such a big number of vacancies what we have for open competition. We have the equal possibilities to the current staff of other courts or just lawyers, advocates, or maybe even the students who was yesterday in the universities, but they today have a certificates or diploma that they are already lawyers. Everybody on equal rights can participate in the competition and win this competition and to be a part of staff. And in accordance with law about civil service of Ukraine and all the staff of our court, I mean administrative part staff, they are civil servants. And in accordance with law, we have 15 days for receiving the applications. We given 15 days for the people who would like to apply to all these vacancies.
How many applications did you receive in general?
We received almost 3,000 applications to 126 vacancies.
So over 1,000 applications were not accepted to the test.
Some of applications or some of persons who would like to apply, they didn't follow the requirement that you should at least have a level of bachelor or master in law or another requirements. All requirements were published on our websites. Also, if we speak about some leading position as the head of the unit or head of department or division, or etc., you also should have some experience in the sphere of law or court administration. So these requirements each candidate should follow. That's why we received such big number of applications, and also in accordance with the same law about civil service, the person who already passed the general test for legislative knowledge, they can use the results of such test for any competitions in the state authorities during 6 months. So why we have only 1,000 and almost 800 of the person who go to the testing? Because another part of the people, they already had the fresh results of the test, I mean in the framework of 6 months, and they just come and said that we already have successfully passed the test, and we just want to go to the next stage. And the next stage is the case studies and like a practical test. I mean, the first stage is just a theoretical knowledge, and the second it's a practical test for the leading position.
So the testing that just took place on those days that I just voiced was the practical part.
No, the knowledge.
The legislative knowledge,
yes.
And then you'll have the practical part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you have over 2,000 people basically applying for the number of 126 or 28
yes.
vacancies.
26.
So it's going to be a pretty rough competition.
Yeah.
What's the testing going to be like? Let's focus a little bit more on the practice side, and then on theoretical, vice versa on theoretical, and then in practice.
The theoretical testing is like general testing for any candidate for the civil service in Ukraine. I mean, it's 40 questions for 40 minutes. And the system, I mean, the computer testing system generating on random basis all these 40 questions. And these 40 questions consist of from the list of 800 questions. But this like a computer system, we don't know how they are choosing. You just go into your personal cabinet on testing system, and you put your password and you log in and you go in for testing. It's the general system. And the other stage, what we already discussed, it's a practical check-in. Then the candidate received the practical task, and they provide in their vision how to resolve the situation.
In written form?
Yes.
Will there be an interview?
Absolutely. The last stage in all hiring proceedings, I mean in check-in and preliminary before appointment of the person, it's an interview. And now this stage of interview is still going, because all these people, we should meet with each of them.
Of course.
And to listen and asking and providing interview. And here is one specific point, that the first time in Ukraine that for hiring the civil service staff, we invited to work of the Commission international experts. And we have the international expert from the European Union Anti-Corruptional Initiative and from International Organization for Development of Law. And also we invited the expert from USAID program. So we have 3 very strong international organizations who are monitoring and participating in the process of work of Commission.
Do they personally conduct interviews, or are they just assisting?
Yes, they have the right to ask any question to the candidates, and the candidate should answer. And also we are providing the additional integrity checking, and not only like legislation practical, but also we are provide checking all background of the person, what experience, how the relations, income, of course, the electronic declaration we are checking very carefully, and we are trying to find is the real life of the person is the same with the electronic declaration, I mean. So, and we, in general, we have 5 members of the Commission and 9 observers who works in the same room with the Commission, with same access to all documents. We shared the questionnaire between all the candidates, and we ask, do the candidates agree with such participation of international experts, because on the ground of Ukrainian law about data protection and access to information, we should ask the people that their personal data will be, the access to the personal data will be granted to international experts. So, and the people answered that yes, it's okay, so we are ready for and also we have some people who apply to our vacancies, but they have some integrity issues, and these people didn't pass interview successfully. So we provide our check-in on some, on a few principles. So not only good knowledge of legislation, practical possibilities to resolve situation, interview, soft skills, communication, etc., but also the checking all integrity questions which could be connected to the person.
Well, taking into consideration that the testing is still ongoing and there is quite a number of applicants, but the High Anti-Corruption Court of Ukraine is set to start fully operating on September 5th,
yes,
which is almost just a month away. How realistic is that?
We are doing our best because the question of the staff, it's only one part, but also we have other issues which we are trying to resolve now. Just 2 weeks ago, we received additional building where we will situate our court, and so everybody knows that then you're receiving the new house or new building, you should to provide all checking, all systems, IT, heating, water, etc. And it takes some time. But we are optimistic. We have the optimistic vision that we will start work on the 5th of September. We have all chances and possibilities to do it. We have a long list of work what we should done before the 5th of September, and all staff and including judges working 24/7, and I'm sure that such regime will be till the 5th of September. Nobody's go for any summer vacation or something like that. Right. Everybody worked for the joint result, and I think that we will do it.
Once the High Anti-Corruption Court of Ukraine starts fully operating, how will it work? In terms of the schedule of its work, because I'm sure that there are cases that have already been piled up and are waiting for consideration of the High Anti-Corruption Court judges. So will the judges start looking at those cases that are already stored, or will they start with something new?
It's one of the 4 difficult spheres. The staff and material condition, but also the group of cases. It's another like a big question, and here the resolution of this question only could be possible by the parliament. And now we are waiting for the first day of work of the new elected parliament, and we are expecting that till the 5th of September they will adopt the draft law, which already drafted with our participation and lodged by the President of Ukraine to the parliament, and we are waiting for adoption of these amendments to the legislation, because without these amendments it's impossible to work effectively. Because now the criminal proceedings code and criminal code and another document should be amended for normal and clear understanding which scope of cases should be received and should be examined by Anti-Corruption Court of Ukraine. It's actually one of the 100 tasks what we are trying to do in the same time.
Well, we're all looking forward for September 5th and for the start of the work of High Anti-Corruption Court of Ukraine. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks.
That was Bohdan Kryklyvenko. He's the Chief of Staff of the High Anti-Corruption Court. Thank you so much for watching UATV. Stay tuned for more.